Roll up, get your bids in. This is your last chance to buy Chelsea Football Club for a staggering £3 billion. You'll be getting arguably one of the best teams in the world, current holders of the Champions League and the World Club Cup in a prime area of London. So you got until 9 p.m. tomorrow to get your bids in. What are you waiting for? Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah. So guys, welcome to the sale of the century. Not often are one of the biggest clubs in world football up for sale. And everyone's getting their bids in. Up until this afternoon, I've heard that 27 bids have already gone in. Some that we've heard about, some we haven't, but we know there's 27 bids, and by 9 p.m. Tomorrow evening, the Rain Group are going to be looking at these bids and seeing which ones are the most acceptable for Chelsea. So there's going to be a second stage up, as I am reading. So they're going to be whittling it down to probably the top 4 or 5, and from there they will be seeing if these guys are really genuine about the plans that they have for Chelsea. According to what you read, some people say that the government are going to have a hand in choosing the next owner of Chelsea. Some say it's down to Roman. I don't see why the government should have a hand. It's Roman's club at the end of the day. He should sell it to who he wants, as long as the money, he's not getting the money, but he wants the new custodians of Chelsea to carry on the good work that he's started. So, who do you want? Which one do you want? I'll be going through some of the ones who are making the most noise now, and I'm going to be weighing up their pros and cons, and let me know in the comment section below who you'd want and who you don't want anywhere near the club. Explain your reasons why. So let's start with the Bowley Wise Goldstein, because if you're looking at some papers, I think they want them in badly, so they are pushing that agenda. And they're ramping up the PR. The Bowley's consortium, they're ramping up their PR. They've enlisted Daniel Finkelstein, who's a former UK government advisor. And they've also got Barbara Sharon, who's a PR guru in the music world. So they've got them, enlisted them to ramp up that PR to try and push for their bid to be the winning one. So, what are the pros for the Bowley Wise Goldstein consortium bid? Well, I like what Bowley's got to say. And if you look at his record of what he's done in American sport, he's made his teams competitive. He's invested in them. So he's, what he said in his manifesto looks pretty good from the offset, so I think he'll be a decent fit. But the cons for me are his partner's Vice, 88-year-old. Okay, he's a philanthropist who gives a lot of money, but he's an old man and he's got no knowledge of football. He's got no interest in football, but he's got a hatred apparently to Roman Abramovic. That's probably why he wants to get one over him. But is this guy going to do things in the best interest of Chelsea Football Club? And Goldstein, the other guy, he's actually a Tottenham supporter. Having seen Tottenham lose to Chelsea season in, season out, is he going to be the agent? Now, we've got a lot of agents who are destroying other clubs. Is he an agent brought in to try and destroy Chelsea? So, for me, that is a red flag, having a Tottenham supporter on the on our ownership list. Right, so if we go to the Saudi media group, some other reports say that they have bid the most and they are the favourites. Saudi Media Group, I love what they have to say. I love their manifesto. You know, they want to develop the ground. They want to continue to invest in the team. Not only that, they're going to continue to invest in the youth team and the women's team. So they've got some good plans for the club. Only con for me is that in 20 years time, 20 years time, if Britain fall out with Saudi Arabia, at the moment they're getting into bed with them. Boris Johnson is saying that they are good partners to have just because they need that oil money because they're not getting it from Russia anymore. But supposing they fall out with Saudi, so we're going to be faced with a similar problem to what we are now, where the British government were happy to welcome in the Russian dirty money, knowing where it came from, and then when things go sour, they turn against them. So we don't want this again. So that's my only reservation with this Saudi Media Group bid. Then we have Martin Broughton and Sebastian Coe, along with some other investors. So Martin Broughton, he was an ex-Liverpool, he's a season ticket holder at Chelsea, but he was the Liverpool chairman. He was the one who oversaw the takeover of the FSG group after the failed takeover. Who was the ones the Americans who, I can't remember the name of them now. The Americans who kind of messed them up, the brothers. Their name fails me now. But then he was in charge, I said, for the transition of FSG, and FSG Fenway Group have done quite well for Liverpool, to be fair. He's got some great contacts. He's got a good business brain on him, apparently. And bringing in Seb Coe, who's also a Chelsea season ticket holder. Seb Coe, for those who don't know, he used to be an athlete who ran the 800 and 1500 metres, and he oversaw the London 2012 Olympics, so he's got a lot of experience in running sporting projects. But do they have the money? Do they have the funds? Do they have the funds to keep us moving forward? For me, that's a con, because they are going to be relying on investors, and these investors, are they really going to be wanting to just pump money into a club without seeing a return on their investment? A lot of these investors are in there for the money, and that's a concern for me. You know, the fact that this club needs that continued investment in order to grow, and I don't think these guys have the funds to do that. I may be wrong, but we never know. So, and Nick Candy, he's enlisted Vialli. He's the PR train. I said it's just going. It's running at the minute, because Vialli is a massive Chelsea fans' favourite, and he's a partner in a company at the moment as well. So he's endorsed Nick Candy. Pros for Nick Candy being in instruction is that he's vouched to rebuild a stadium. He's got experience in building structures, so hopefully he can build us a state-of-the-art stadium. He's a Chelsea season ticket holder as well, which is good. And bringing in Vialli, a fan's favourite, that'll go down well with a lot of Chelsea supporters. But for me, the cons, he's in bed with the Tories. He's one of their biggest donors. I think he was at that party that they held. He's a bit of a slippery character as well, and has he got the necessary funds as well? He's looking for investors. Still at this time, I think he's trying to still get some investors in to help him with this project. And is it alone? Is he going to be recalling this money back again? And I don't think he's going to be investing as heavily as some of the other candidates out there. Then we have the Ricketts family. They're in baseball at the moment. Is it the Dodgers? No, it's the Dodgers. Is the other guys. I'm getting confused now. So the Ricketts family, I think that it's baseball or basketball that they are in ownership in America, and they've enlisted Ken Griffiths, and that's the advantage for the Ricketts family, because Ken Griffiths is rich, 3 times richer than Roman Abramovich. £28 million he's got at his disposal. And that's his personal wealth. And he oversees a hedge fund, I think, or an investment fund company, which is worth over 16 billion or something like that. So he's got money. But the Ricketts, no, sorry, don't want you here. You're racists. No, the Ricketts said some made some racist remarks about the Muslim community. So we don't want any racists running our club. Thank you very much. No matter how rich you are, no thanks. Then we've got Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson, he's worth, I think, about 4.3 billion pounds. But with him, I don't see any pros really. The cons, he's not got a good success rate when it comes to running sporting clubs. So don't want him anywhere near a club, please. No, thank you. Goodbye. And late, we've had these FL partners. The FL partners who've bid, apparently they've come in today, have bid £2 billion with the promise of £50 million right now to oversee the club while we are getting a new owner. So that's another PR stunt from them. Don't know a lot about them to comment, actually. I'm not sure what their net worth is, who the people are who are involved in this particular buy. And so, as I said, I can't really say who's no, too much about them. We got Barak as well. He's the Turkish guy. He's worth an estimated £9 billion, and he's friends apparently with Abramovic. But you know what? The money is good, so that's a pro. The con, I've heard him talking, and he was more concerned about getting Turkey on the map for tourism and everything else than what he's going to be doing for Chelsea. And I haven't seen his plans yet, so I'm a bit cautious about this guy. So I'm having my vote now. So for me, it's got to be the Saudi media group. For me, as I said before, I love what they've got to say. I like their project. And second place for me would be the Bowley Wise Consortium. Third, probably Broughton, if he can get the money, that is, and if that money doesn't have to be paid back in any way, shape or form, because we don't want to be in a position where we got investors calling back on their loans, and then we find ourselves in a position where like we were before Abramovich bought us with owing banks a lot of money and everything else. We don't want that. But what I'm saying is, whoever we get, for me, the key issues are build a new stadium so that we can get in our 65,000 fans a week. Let's ramp up the commercial opportunities, because there's loads out there. Let's get to the where Man City are, overtake Man City, because there's no reason why we shouldn't be overtaking Man City, because we are okay. Man City have won more of late, but we're still, I think, the bigger club than Man City. So let's get to that position where we don't have to rely on the money of our owners, because being where we are in London, an attractive proposition, current holders of the Champions League, the World Club Cup. There's lots of sponsorship deals to have there. I'm not talking about free as well. Free can go. We can get somebody else on our shirt. Let's get some naming rights for Stamford Bridge. I know some of you don't want it, but anything that brings in income is going to be good for us in the long run. And let's continue our the ladies football team, the youth setup, because we've seen today three Cobham boys called up to the England setup, and that's where we're going to be wiser in keeping the team competitive. If we can keep producing these excellent young players, and all we need to do is sort of supplement them with one or two world-class buys here and there. So we need somebody who's going to back Thomas Tuchel, back his vision, back his plans. And if any of these guys mentioned can do it, or some of the ones not mentioned actually, I'll be happy with them at the club. So guys, as I said, stick your comments in the section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. Take care guys, bye bye.